Welcome to my fabulous world. Good to see you. Another day, another opportunity to engage. And today, I have one of my favorite people. He doesn't know. DJ CLEO. Cleopas Munyepao. Kimishwana Limpopo, as you can hear. And as you know, it gets better as you go north. All right, so we are here. DJ CLEO.
What a beautiful intro.
Welcome. It's so good to see you.
It's a pleasure to meet you and see you.
Yeah.
And be a guest on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled.
I mean, I'm honored. And you have an interesting personality, life, and just how you go about things. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know how old you are, but it's like you've tried in the public eye, 3 different careers, sort of.
Yeah.
Different things. And it seems like when you start something, you want to win. You strike me as a guy who likes winning. And I like winning myself. That's why I haven't done the comrades yet.
Sure.
Because if I do it, I got to win it.
No, of course. Of
so,
course.
Music, soccer, and then you went into academia.
Piloting.
Oh, piloting even.
Which I need to finish. Yeah. That's my next target.
Yeah. Let me start in 2020. You decided to go back, to go to university.
Yes.
And study. Why?
It's a journey of self-empowerment and just wanting to broaden my mind and broaden the knowledge base that I have. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, 2 main reasons really. 1, my ego.
Yeah.
But also,
I love your honesty.
having done many interviews where they would write it up as and say multi-award winning producer and businessman. Yeah. So the businessman went to my head. Uh-huh. But every time I tried to diversify, I'd find myself with a string of failed businesses.
Okay.
And that's when I decided, okay, sharp. Just swallow your pride, go back to school and pick up some knowledge. Luckily, when I got there, then I realized, okay, I could do a BA General, which means I could tailor-make my degree.
Yeah.
Though I wanted to major in business. So I took up psychology to try and understand how the human psyche works, because human beings are interesting creatures,
yes,
and we live amongst them. So, that was very important for me. And then the rest were just relevant to, or rather stepping stones to getting to the business management and, the majors. Uh-huh. Yes.
And what were the majors?
Business management, marketing, and media studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I mean, there's a debate right now across the world about whether higher education is important. In fact, whether university education is important.
Yes.
And I mean, I have my own view about why it's important. I'm biased. I think it's important. But
I agree with you. Education is important.
Education. But I want to ask you, you've invested 3 years, and we'll talk about the detail of the 3 years of the investment. You've invested 3 years. After you've gone through so much and done so much, have you learned anything new that you didn't know? Number 1. Number 2, if you've learned anything, couldn't you have learned it without going to university?
Good question. Have I learned anything new that I didn't know before? A lot.
Okay.
Could I have learned it without going to university? Most probably. Mm-hmm. Or I would have missed it. Remember, some things you don't want them, but you're forced to go through them to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Whether the debate as to whether university education is important or not is neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. For me, education is important, whether it's online, YouTube, an exchange, discourse, you name it. Mm-hmm. If I can learn from you, just from a conversation, why would that educating not be important? Mm-hmm. Are you with me?
Yep, so, gotcha.
And this is what excited me about coming here, because personally, I just felt I'm going to connect with another human being that can plant so much knowledge in my head, either now or on another day.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So One thing I can say, though, is that perhaps education at a university level might not be enough.
Okay.
Yes. And this is now something I've heard from people, and having walked the journey myself, I now understand why companies want 3, 4, 5, 6 years experience because of the level of teaching and just how there's a slight disconnect from the education versus the real world.
Okay.
Yes.
But I want to go back to this point. The reason why I'm asking about university education is because it's costly.
It is.
It's costly for individuals. It's costly for the country too.
Yes.
And so the people who make the argument that we don't need university education, they make the financial argument. Why should we spend so much on this? What is it that the students are getting there that they wouldn't get elsewhere?
Yes.
And that's the question. Is there anything that you got there in the 3 years of being there that you wouldn't have gotten anywhere? What is that? I mean, and it's different. I'm asking you specifically because you went to university after 30.
Yes.
I went to university at 16. And so for me, it's like, wow, I wouldn't have, it opened a world to me. But for someone who's over 30, who's starting an undergraduate degree, I'm wondering, what is it opening? And that they wouldn't get anywhere.
It hits differently.
Ah, yeah.
You see, you resonate more with certain things. For example, generally when you ask a question in class, you ask from a point of experience.
Okay.
Or you lie and say, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Now, if you're sitting in a psychology class
Yeah.
and you are 16, you might be asking from a point of reference, or rather point of honesty, from a personal point, but with limited life experience.
Okay.
If you are, I was 41, if you are 41, ka first year
Yeah.
in a class of psychology, I ask with 40 years or 41 years of life.
Yes.
Are you with me? Having experienced fame,
Yeah.
having experienced money, having experienced people from all walks of life, from different countries, having filled 3 passports in 10 years,
Wow.
traveling. So I'm exposed to cultures. I'm exposed to cultural differences. I'm exposed to a bit of apartheid.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
And then post-apartheid and our history, so it would be unfair to say, could you have learned it elsewhere?
Elsewhere. Okay.
The chances are I could have learned it elsewhere, but would I have known what I'm looking for? For it to be taught to me.
To be taught to you. Yeah.
Are you
Probably
with
not.
me? Yeah.
Yeah. And so in that journey, I mean, maybe let me get to the classroom. I mean, if I had an experienced student like you, and I'm wondering, you were there with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
Yes, in one class.
One class,
Yeah. One subject, yeah.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, thinking that they know everything.
Behind me. Because I sat
You
in
sat
front.
in front. Good choice.
But
Good
also,
choice.
it was me acknowledging my ADD.
Okay.
So less disruptions in front
Yes.
of me.
Okay.
Let everything be behind me.
Okay.
And if I need to ask a quick question,
Yeah.
because kinaloba slow learner nyana
Yes.
at times,
Yeah.
then I'm here with the lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you speak a lot? Did you speak a lot in class, ask many questions? Did the lecturer see you as a resource? Because I can imagine I would see you as a resource with that experience.
Yes, but so some classes I was with my 2000.
Okay.
And then the rest I was with the older generation.
Okay.
So the classes where I was with my 2000, I would try to speak as little as possible.
Okay.
Because also I grasped the concepts quicker. Especially media studies. That was the one subject. Because I'm in showbiz.
Yes, yes.
And the concepts discussed in media studies, some of them spoke to how the media is run, how the powerful run the media, things we know. Things I know.
Yes.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
And so forth. Misinformation, disinformation.
Yeah.
So I tried not to sound too knowledgeable where you carry
Yes.
But where I was with the older guys, then we would engage.
Was that business admin? Is that the business courses?
Yes. Economics, psychology, business management. I did a bit of marketing as well. I did a bit of HR.
And even at first year, there were a lot of older guys there.
Yes, so I registered full-time, but I was only accepted part-time.
Oh,
and then I told them,
okay.
and then they said, you have 4 to 6 years
Yes.
part-time. I said, guys, I don't have
Don't
4
have that
years. I
time.
need to do it in 3 years.
Yeah.
So they said, take all the modules then.
Okay.
So I took all of them, but some were clashing.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
more timetable, yeah, part-time.
Yes.
So I had to take some subjects full-time.
Okay, and that's where you met with my 2000.
Yes. So I attended Mondays and Thursdays. I would attend twice. Like literally, I leave home at 8 and I'm back at 10.
Wow.
At night.
Wow.
You know.
Well, I mean, you have shown that anyone can do the impossible.
Sure.
In these 3 years, I mean, when you started, you posted on your social media that you're starting this, you give yourself 3 years, and you said, see you in 2023.
I tied myself.
You tied yourself.
I tied myself, yeah.
You tied yourself, and you made it.
Yeah.
But in that journey, you experienced a lot. You have overcame a lot. Loss of income, divorce, stress.
Depression.
And of course, you're a dad. You've got children. How many children you have?
I'm a father of 4 beautiful kids.
Imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, you're parenting, your marriage falls apart, your income, and then COVID on top of that, you're studying in this environment. Talk us through that. I mean, many students would have one of those challenges and then things fall apart. It's like, I can't do anything. You had all of this.
Yeah.
And others that probably are not even right. We can't even write.
Sure.
How did you manage all of that?
I need to be careful how I voice it also, because when we talk about other students, if they are younger, they probably might not be mature enough.
Yes.
You see, so I mustn't sound better at the expense of younger students.
Yeah.
But from a human being to a human being with other human beings watching this.
I'm talking to you in the context of, and I'm glad that you made the difference. So someone wrote to me and said, I'm studying, I'm doing a master's and I'm teaching and I have children. I'm finding it difficult. At the same time, I've been made an offer at the university. She said she started a PhD. Made an offer at the university, but the offer is 4,000 rands less per month of my salary. What would be your advice? And she wants to be an academic. And for me, it felt like an easy thing because...
Decision to make. Yes.
Because of... when I did my PhD, I was in that situation. And then it struck me that some people are derailed by things that are not so major. 4,000 rands less is a big deal. But when I'm teaching, I can't focus much. I realize that if I go take this job at the university, I'll be able to focus. But damn, 4,000 rands a month is a lot. So it's in that context. There's a lot of people who are doing postgraduate studies, who are working, who have children, who would give up, and you haven't. And it's that in that context that I'm asking.
You see, the fact that I had already committed the tweet also said, because one of my biggest fears is failure.
Oh, yeah.
I refuse to fail.
Yeah.
So me tweeting that was deliberate.
Yeah.
Because now I've got a flame under my bum.
Yeah.
To say, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. But also, for my kids to know everything I was going through and still come out tops, that there's no better inspiration.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
The oldest is 22. Okay. So it's 22, 19, 17, 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So for them to see me thrive, there's no better feeling.
Yeah.
Congrats on your graduation. Congrats. For me, them seeing me thrive.
Yeah.
And making my mother proud.
Yes.
And those that love me.
Yeah.
Also making them proud.
Yeah.
To be associated with me. There's no greater feeling. So back to the failure. I couldn't fail.
Yeah.
Mind you, I dropped out ka first year.
Yeah. Wow.
I just didn't deregister. I just
Wow. You
stopped.
stopped.
I hit a low.
First
This is,
semester?
yes, the COVID. So COVID hits, we are sent home for about 20, 25 days, and then we come back online. Now, some of the lecturers are old, have technology, you know, so they're struggling
Yeah.
to get this machine going that's supposed to
Yes.
teach us, you know.
Yes.
And I like my things clear cut.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then my marriage was also troubled at the time. You know, now we are stuck at home, staring at each other in the eyes.
Yeah.
And then our helper was stuck out. So, in other words,
Wow.
locked down.
Yes.
Go high.
At home.
Yes. You know, and loss of income. So, for me to have, so that's what led to the depression.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't drink, I don't smoke. Never have. I don't sniff, I don't spliff. So I'm there, not even aware that I'm depressed. You see, and so eventually it took one of my lecturers calling me. And she said, "Hey, we're now loudmouth got classing, and we can tell that you're not there.
Yeah.
So are you okay?" And we were on the phone for about 53 minutes.
Wow.
But it's not per se what she said to me. It was the fact that someone cared enough, you see, to check in. And this is why I don't take lightly the concept of checking in on others. So I then got out of it and snapped out of it 3 weeks to exams. And you know. And so it was hard, but
Yeah.
my commitment to things that I start, you need to be relentless. You know, you need to be resilient. And honestly, you can't deter me from my goal. Like right now, I'm on a journey I'm on a conquest, you know, to winning a Grammy. And
Wow.
nothing's going to stand in the way of that.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
and it's long overdue, but it's happening now, and nothing's going to stand in the way of that. And I'd love to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
Because
After that.
I envision myself getting in 2025.
Wow.
So I'd love to have this conversation
Yes.
with you shortly after.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and
That's a commitment.
And I say,
right?
and I say to you, look back to your archives.
Yes. Yes. I'm glad. I mean, look, I have no doubt that you can achieve anything. I mean, I'm amazed at what you put your mind to and you get on and do it.
Sure.
I think that's, I mean, I wish more people were like that. Of course, in the journey, it's not like you haven't failed. You talked about your businesses
Yes.
that have failed. And I always think, well, oftentimes the most successful people understand failure very well.
Yes.
That's why they don't want it. But if they get it, they learn something and they move on from it. And I'm wondering whether there are lessons that you got from your other experiences of business, you know, particularly those that came in handy.
Let me give you one.
Yeah.
And it's similar to the lady who got a job offer that pays less.
Yes.
So recently, I was in the papers about me defaulting on my home loan and money troubles.
Okay.
And the same publication 2 weeks later could not say congratulations.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
On the graduation, you know?
You are so kind. You are not even telling us who's the journalist. You know, I'm wretched. I know the journalists who are after me. Like I mentioned their names. But you're a nice guy.
I know them all. I just choose to be the better man. You know what I mean?
Good.
And,
I'm learning.
And perhaps, oh, no. Trust you me. I'm like you. You know? Get your tipper right now. So, but to inspire people out there that are watching this now, just like the lady you spoke about, I had a choice. Remember, it's lockdown.
Yeah.
We shut down. We're not working. I had a choice. Do you pay for the house, which you can default on for a certain period while paying for your fees? Because come second year, I can't register if I haven't paid a certain portion of first year fees.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Tough.
come third year, same thing.
Yeah.
Come graduation, your fees must be settled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And you made the decision to pay your fees and said, "I'll see the loan later."
because the loan,
there's
there's a delay period.
yeah, they won't kick you out immediately.
No, there's still court proceedings, which is where the journalists found the information because court is public knowledge.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not one bit ashamed of it. If anything, I'm proud of the decisions I made when I had that option to choose.
Yeah.
To say, I took a risk here, and this has paid off. Yeah, sharp, this has been exposed. That's fine. We weren't working. It was locked down.
Yeah.
I was tapping into my savings and they ran dry, but I was able to at least service the fees.
The fees.
And we are here today.
Exactly. So definitely
with
lots of learnings.
With the same roof over my head.
So you haven't really lost it.
No.
It's just you can settle it. You can deal with it later.
You can deal with that. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, many people don't think that way because they don't want to be in the newspapers in a negative way. They think it's the end of the world.
Sure.
And so you go through it and then of course you learn and you get on. But
so Vele wang interview Vele.
I mean,
you called me like a whole you. Hey, Vanda. Hey,
DJ CLEO.
I've made it in life. I'm telling you.
You really made it.
Chief. Wait a bit, Marangane. Yeah. A whole you is tapping me.
Well, look at it. At home, I'm a hero, man. My boys can't believe that I got here. I mean, when I told them that I'm interviewing you, they were like, "What?" He agreed.
Really?
Yeah, like to be interviewed by you, the boring academic, they said.
I understand also because I also have features that artists that I've wanted to work with and they turned me down. So I understand being turned down. I understand not getting what you want. But look, like I said, for me, this is an honor. In life, Garing, we never make it in life.
Yes.
Really, we never make it because if you make it, then it means you're at the top.
Yeah.
Where else is there to go? The bottom.
Yeah.
You see, so life is an ongoing journey and this is one of the stops in my journey.
Yeah.
And one day we will tell the story of how in 2023 we were sitting in the garden, blah, blah, blah.
When you win the Grammy.
Yes, I was about to say, while I'm shining my Grammy.
Yes. I mean, I'll be the groupie that says, yeah, we were together. Look, I know him. But I wanted to read to you something that I wrote not long ago. I mean, as you know, one went through a whole lot of things. So when you talked about a newspaper writing the stuff about you, blah, blah, I thought, I came to this thing that says having a high capacity for shame is a secret to success.
Also.
If you do not have a high capacity for shame, you cannot succeed because sometimes you fail and then shame and then you've got to stand. Sometimes you get detractors who basically take off your clothes in public. And metaphorically.
You wore them in public.
Yes.
And I love your fashion sense, by the way. I love it.
So you wore your clothes in public and then they take them off in public. And then you've got to still stand and say, but I'm still this. And you do that over and over again. And it's admirable. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. But many people who struggle with depression say, how do you study? I mean, I struggle to study when I'm depressed and my relationship is falling apart.
Me too, but the end goal is in sight.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
We are going somewhere. Yes. And how do you get there? Go through this page, turn it over, finish that one, finish this chapter, finish this book, finish this semester, go through that test, media exam, finish the second exam, finish the year 2. Finish the degree.
Yeah. So you just focus on that. You leave the other things.
That's it.
Yeah. Did you get counseling? Did you get help?
Only next week is my first therapy session.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you just carried yourself and
stuck it out. Yeah. Also remember, I'm always sober, so so there's no room for me to slip up. Yeah. You know.
Being sober helps. Being sober helps because substance abuse also makes things worse. Now, what's next, DJ CLEO? What's next? You've got, you are now a graduate.
Yeah.
Are you going for honors? I saw that you're starting a podcast. Are you, you know?
Stand small.
Okay.
Emanyana. Look, the plan was to go to do my BA law.
Yes.
In fact, this year I was in conflict because I wanted to do BA law, but I also enjoyed the freedom to be able to invest the time into my music again. And so maybe not honors, but law definitely.
Okay.
Because law is around us everywhere, you know, and I'm a stickler for detail in what people say. Hence, I'm labeled as pedantic. You know, I'm the type that will use your words against you.
Yeah.
You know, before I even state my case. You know, so I'm attentive like that. And ke rata ho ngang. You know, you can't say my name it's and there's no apostrophe there.
Okay.
Yes, because already grammatically it's wrong.
Okay.
Yes, if there's an apostrophe after the T, then it's my name it is. Yeah, are you with me? So I will highlight that.
That the apostrophe is missing.
So I hate people that send me texts just now a single punctuation mark.
Wow.
Because a comma can change the meaning. Or a full stop can change the meaning. Are you with me? So,
I got you.
So, yeah, I'm that guy. I'll rectify your text.
Yes.
You know, or say to you, please retype it and fix the typo. I want to highlight what the typo is.
They better not send you. My advice to them is that they should just do voice notes.
Even better, because I don't like to have to assume what you're trying to say.
Okay.
If we were working on assumptions, then you wouldn't have to text me, because I'll just assume you want this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So be specific.
I'm surprised. We'll talk about parenting one day, because if you've got teenagers and you're still there, I mean, they haven't dealt with you. I mean, some of us were humbled by children. Certainly, I've been humbled.
I was humbled by my 4-year-old.
Yeah.
He's exhibiting signs of me. He's not even 4 yet.
You see?
You know, so yeah, every now and then he speaks and I look at him, I'm like, good son, you know? But I love it because he's so clever.
And then the podcast is starting soon?
Yes.
1st of May, you said?
I postponed because I found myself winging it.
Okay.
To try and have it coincide with graduation.
Oh.
And I went to school to stop winging things.
Okay. Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So I got to a point where I realized, you are doing exactly what you said you're going to school to avoid doing. Because in business, I was winging it, you know, and I flopped dismally. So podcast, I've put it on a back burner, and we're going to launch it properly. I think, pushing it, August.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
But
Great.
Proper. Yes.
Great. We look forward to it.
Thank you. I'm guessing that's you agreeing to be a guest.
I've agreed. I mean, I've agreed.
Then you WhatsApp the wrong number. You sent it to the wrong person.
When I invited you and then whatever, I understood this is a deal. This is a deal.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's been so great talking to you. I want you to know that there are many eyes looking at you.
Sure.
And they're learning. And there are many people looking at you and cheering. You know, when you walk a journey, we often hear only the voices of detractors, because the voices of detractors are always very loud.
Yes.
But there's voices of supporters like myself, admirers, people who say, wow, keep going, win. And I'm one of them. And please do not forget that. Continue to pursue your dreams, because they inspire others to do the same.
All dreams are valid.
Very
all
much.
of them.
Absolutely.
I think the one philosopher that I stumbled across recently, Immanuel Kant, Kant. And he said, and it's something that I was struggling with in my entire career, that if I see you, I must not dehumanize you by making this about where you can get me.
Yeah.
So our interaction, I must treat you like you are an end,
Yeah.
not a means to an end.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I was used as a means to an end.
Yeah.
And therefore not getting meaningful interaction with people because they don't treat me as an end. They treat me as a means to an end.
Yeah.
You know, so with that said, I just want to say this is the one time where they can use me as a means to an end.
Yeah.
Therefore, use my life story, use my words that I'm saying to you now as a means to an end because it's possible. And I really, really, really can't wait to come back here with my Grammy and say, what did I say to you 3 years ago? As I'm polishing it, brasso.
We'll be following, and I'm sure all of you at home will be following. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, always be yourself, because it's only when you are yourself that you can do you each day. See you again tomorrow.